A wrestling championship belt is the physical manifestation of everything that a wrestler has accomplished. So I don't think it's an outlandish statement to say that we should expect these championship belts that represent so much hard work, blood, sweat, and tears to look nice. But that's the thing, not all belts are made alike, because some of them look like they've been chiseled by the gods, while others look like they've just been made to sit in the Walmart toy aisle. So today we're going to be answering the question, what is the best looking championship belt across WWE, New Japan, AEW, you name it. We're going to be looking at 32 championship belts, and we're going to put them into a single elimination bracket and determine what's the best looking one. And hey, today's video was actually submitted by a viewer named Kaisi Alexander. And now you can submit video idea, quizzes, tournaments, or anything that you think I might want to make a video of over at santizappmail@gmail.com. And hey, as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring that bell for notifications. We're on our way to 100,000 subscribers. And if you're a wrestling fan, I know you're going to like this channel because we upload daily wrestling content. It never stops here. Come on, baby, subscribe. Welcome to round one, everybody. And we're starting off with the ECW World Championship taking on the AEW Women's Championship. And I actually love both of these titles. I think they tell very, very different stories, but I think it's very clear what both of them are trying to convey. When you look at that AEW Women's Championship, it's trying to convey prestige. It's trying to convey that this is an achievement worth striving for. This isn't some secondary belt. This is a world championship. We're not making this pink. We're not making this glittery. This is something that a world champion should want to hold. And then we look at the ECW Championship, and it tells an entirely different story, and it really dives into the history of what ECW is all about, which is all about hardcore. It's all about being outlandish, in your face, and that wrestling belt really conveys that. Now, I have to be honest, I'm a traditionalist. I think that the ECW belt, although it is doing the job that it's meant to do, I don't love it. I don't love the combination of blue, red, purple. There's just too much going on in there. But again, I know the job that it's trying to do, and it's doing it well. It's just not something that I would want to strive for. I would much rather try and win this beautiful, beautiful trophy that is the Women's AEW Championship. That thing is just a thing of beauty. I'm taking the AEW Women's World Championship. Oh, we got the Battle of New Japan. We have the IWGP UK Will Ospreay Championship going up against the new IWGP title. Look, I gotta be honest, and I think it's a situation of when you see it, you can't unsee it, but that IWGP title is literally the Divas Championship. That butterfly belt, just not with the butterfly colors, because it is the exact same shape. If you change, I don't know what's in there, if it's like an eagle or whatever it is, if you change those wings to pink butterfly wings, you got the Divas Championship. Meanwhile, that UK Championship that Will Ospreay is holding is gorgeous. It's beautiful. It is a big ass, beautiful belt that's like it just screams, this is a thing for champions to hold. I love that it's got the UK flag right front and center, loud and proud. I know I just said that the ECW Championship had too many colors for my liking. I think I'm willing to forgive that when it comes to a flag, and I'm gonna forgive it for this. So I'm gonna pick that IWGP UK Will Ospreay Championship. Next up, we have the original NXT belt that was literally just NXT with a giant X in the middle, going up against the IWGP US Championship, which is basically the other one, but with a US flag on it. So everything that I just said about the Will Ospreay one, like again, same thing with this one, the US title version. This is a better look of it, and I just think that this championship is beautiful. One of the things that I really look for in a championship belt is like, I want this thing to be huge. Those tiny little championship belts that look like you could buy at a Walmart, they just don't do it for me. I do like outlandishness in terms of like the size of it, not necessarily like all of these crazy colors and designs on it. Like if the championship belt is big, like you're gonna win me over. And I think that's something that the IWGP US belt does really, really well. If we look at that OG NXT championship, that thing makes my eyes bleed. I hate this thing. It looks like a cowboy buckle more than anything. It is very unique, very different, and I think that went well with the identity of NXT Black and Gold in its early days. But if they ever wanted to be taken seriously as a promotion, I think one of the things that they needed to change which they did eventually change, was this championship, because I think this, frankly, like I said, looks like a cowboy buckle, like a toy. I did not like that OG NXT championship belt. So once again, I guess I'm being a New Japan mark. I'm taking that New Japan IWGP US championship. All right, next up we have the TNA X Division championship taking on the AEW world title. And it's very clear what the AEW top titles are trying to convey. They're trying to convey that this is a prestigious championship that all of our top performers from both the men's division and the women's division are going to fight tooth and nail to try and win. And I believe that their championship look and feel definitely tells that story. That being said, the TNA X Division championship is a very iconic belt in my opinion. It just doesn't hold a candle to just the beauty, the prestige that the AEW World Championship brings. Now that I look a little bit more at the AEW World Championship, I think I know why I like it so much. It looks like a boxing title. It looks like a championship from an actual real combat sport. Again, I think it might just be a matter of preference. I think it's how big and how gold it is, and how intricate the working, the makings of the actual title are. This thing is just beautiful. I'm taking the AEW World title. Oh my God, we have the Battle of Abominations, the Blue Universal belt taking on the WWE Spinner belt. This is, you know what, pick your poison, I guess. Both of these championships are terrible. Look, obviously, I have a soft spot for the spinner belt because I love John Cena. As a kid, I owned the spinner belt. I mean, I owned the small toy version of it. I was poor. We couldn't afford big championship belts. I still can't really afford those things. Those things are like $1,000. Jesus. Either way, I know it's an abomination. Is it nostalgic to me? Yeah, it's nostalgic. And it represents this entire era of professional wrestling as well. Mind you, not the greatest era of professional wrestling, but it represents an entire era of professional wrestling. Meanwhile, the Blue Universal belt, ugh, God, the Universal belt as a whole, as a concept, as a look is a joke. Seriously, this is the start of the, hey, can I borrow your homework? Yeah, just make sure you change something. Just copies the homework from beginning to end. The Blue Universal belt is atrocious, somehow worse than the Red Universal belt, but they're just equally bad. But yeah, you know what? I think this is the only matchup that the spinner belt could actually win, because that Blue Universal belt is one of the ugliest things ever. I'm taking the WWE spinner belt. All right, next up, we have the original WWE Intercontinental Championship belt with the beautiful white strap taking on the WWE Women's Championship from today. And the new design of the WWE Women's Championship and Roman's Undisputed Championship has started to kind of grow on me. The more I looked at it, I really did like the black onyx rhinestones within the WWE. I do think that it pops out nicely in front of the gold plate, but still, I just don't like that there's no originality in WWE belts anymore. If this was the WWE Championship belt and just the WWE Championship belt, I wouldn't mind it, but this design has just been soured for the past 10 years because it's the only design that they come out with. And I get it, it's a bit more marketable. It looks nicer on a store shelf. It looks like a toy that you would want to buy a kid as opposed to an expensive trophy, but I'm never gonna pick these championship belts. Meanwhile, the Intercontinental Championship belt is a thing of beauty. The original white strap is also magnifique. I'm taking that OG WWE Intercontinental Championship. Next up, we have the new WWE US Championship taking on the men's WWE title that is technically defunct, that isn't around anymore, that Roman Reigns had. And everything I just said for the women's WWE Championship, ditto for this as well. At least the US Championship is a new and a unique design. I do love the overbearingness of the eagle. I wish it had more Americana colors in it, like the original US Championship. I think these types of championships are the ones where you can be really outlandish and over the top with your colors. And I think they toned it down a little bit, but I still think it's a really, really nicely designed championship. I'm taking the US title. Next up, we have the WCW tag title taking on the men's world heavyweight title. Look, that WCW tag title, it just doesn't really stand the test of time. I think there's something really nice and very nostalgic looking about it. But today's men's world heavyweight championship, I do think is a thing of beauty. Unfortunately, you know, they just copied and stamped it for the women's. But when it was originally released and originally revealed, I actually really like this design. Again, I like how big and gold it is. I like it big. That sounded wrong. Men's World Championship. Next, we have Big Goldie from the WCW days or the early on WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Oh my goodness, taking on the WWE UK Championship. And honestly, these are two of my favorite titles. It is a shame that they're taking on each other in round one because Big Gold is an absolute thing of beauty. You've already kind of heard me talk about why I love these big gold championship belts. They look like something that you want to win. But look at that intricacy, the work of the NXT. I guess it's not necessarily the NXT UK Championship. It's just the WWE United Kingdom Championship. And I love it. I love the intricacy of the work. It looks like a beautiful championship that you want to win and work for. And then really the cherry on top, no pun intended because it's cherry colored, is like the rubies around it and in the middle. I think it just makes it stand out that much more. I'm actually going to take the UK Championship. Next up, we have the WWF 1980 Hogan title taking on the WWE title from Backlash. I didn't think that they were different. Look, I already shot down the last WWE title. You can get out of here. I do like AJ Styles though, but that's not what we're rating. We're rating championships. I'll take the Hogan one. Oh, okay. The WWE Undisputed belt taking on the old IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Look, I think if I'm comparing IWGP Heavyweight Championships like beside each other, just like the one that kind of has the shape of the Divas title versus this one, like this one's way better. But if I'm comparing these two, like the WWE Undisputed Championship belt is one of my favorites of all time. I think this is the last time that the WWE had a WWE Championship that looked like a prestigious title that was worthy of a champion in an athletic endeavor to try and win. So I'm taking the WWE Undisputed. Next up, we have the NXT Championship taking on the Women's World Championship. And I'm not gonna lie, like I really like the Women's World Championship, but it is just a carbon copy of the current Men's World Heavyweight Championship. And I know that I'm gonna sound a little bit hypocritical, but I'm gonna knock it some points for its lack of creativity because at the very least, the men's version is the one that came out first. But that's not to take anything away from the NXT title because I do think that this is a major upgrade from what they had earlier on in the NXT Black and Gold days. I think that even though the X is still a little bit too gimmicky for me, the improvement is there, and at the very least there's some originality unlike the women's championship, so I'm going to take the NXT title. Next up, we have the Winged Eagle belt taking on the AEW Trios Championship. I don't like the AEW Trios Championship. It looks like a coin. It looks like a big coin. Meanwhile, that winged belt, dude, it's going to be tough to beat the winged belt. I'm taking the winged belt. Next up, we have the WWE United States Championship taking on the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. I think that you've already heard my thought process on the copy and paste design of the big W belts. I've already beaten that drum enough. I'm taking the US Championship. Next up, we have the AEW tag titles taking on the IWGP. No, it's not the New Japan title. Sorry, the WWE Divas Championship. Do you see it now? Do you see that it has the same shape as the IWGP Championship? I am taking the Divas Championship because it's super unique, super different. Meanwhile, the AEW tag title seems very, very cheap. At least it has that old school feel, which I do appreciate, but it doesn't do it for me. I'm taking the Divas Championship. And in the last matchup of this round, we have Daniel Bryan's eco-friendly championship belt taking on the WCW US Championship. And look, I'm not gonna lie, like I did think that the eco-friendly belt was a hilarious way to alter the WWE Championship to make it unique to Daniel Bryan, but no, I'm taking the United States Championship. All right, we're going to move a little bit faster through this. We have the WWF 1980s Hogan title going up against the IWGP UK Will Ospreay Championship. I'm taking the Will Ospreay Championship. Next up, we have the Winged Eagle versus the Men's World Heavyweight title. That's a tough one. It really, really is, because I do love that Men's World Heavyweight Championship, but the Winged Eagle's too beautiful. I'm taking the Winged Eagle. Next up, we have the NXT Championship taking on the Undisputed Championship, and I'm going to be going Undisputed Championship. Just go back and look and see how this looked on The Rock, on Brock Lesnar, on Eddie Guerrero. It was just a beautiful championship. Next up, we have the WWE Divas Championship taking on the US title, and I'm going to take the US title. It's just such a classic. I love how American it is. Like, this thing looks like it's going to find oil and invade your country for it. That's how American it is. Bro, you're not going to make me keep picking the spinner belt. Look, I just don't have any love or adoration for the WCW United States Championship belt, and I don't want another US Championship belt in this tournament. So honestly, just to make interesting conversation and interesting matchups, I'm gonna take that spinner belt. All right, next we have the White Strap Intercontinental Championship taking on the AEW World title, and I am going to be taking the AEW World title here. Oh, the IWGP US Championship versus the UK title. I'm going to take the UK title. Like, it's just gorgeous. I can't stress it enough. I'm taking the WWE United Kingdom Championship. And then we have the new current WWE US Championship taking on the AEW Women's title, and I'm going to take the AEW Women's title here. All right, let's get it. The IWGP UK Championship taking on the WWE United States Championship. And you know what? I think maybe I'm going to start seeing some bias at play here, and I got to admit, it is one of my favorite championship belts, which is why I have one like really literally right beside me. So yeah, call it a bias or not, but I'm taking the WWE US title. Oh, these are probably my two favorite WWE championship designs. You know what? Like, all respect to the WWE Undisputed title, but the Winged Eagle, baby. The Winged Eagle is it. Well, la-dee-da. What are the odds of the AEW Women's Championship taking on the AEW World Championship? Actually, the odds are pretty high because we're in the round of 8. Either way, I digress. I am going to be taking the men's version of this, although that women's version is also a thing of beauty. I'm taking the AEW Men's World title. And look, finally, we can kill the spinner belt. All right, look, you just had to let me have this. You know I love the spinner belt and I love John Cena, but even I can recognize that it needs to lose at some point. I'm taking the UK title. All right, we are in the final 4. It is between the UK title and the United States Championship to go into the final. And yeah, didn't realize we're USA versus the UK. Hey, look, I have no dog in this fight. I'm Canadian, so just so you know, I don't have a bias here. But I just think that UK championship is just nicer. It's just nicer. Look at that thing. And I think this is going to cause some debate, because as much as I love that Winged Eagle championship, I just think that AEW World title is a thing of absolute beauty. I'm sorry, Winged Eagle. Maybe I just don't have the nostalgia for you because I wasn't around for the Attitude Era, really. But I'm here for the AEW World title. And I have eyeballs, and I just think that AEW World title just screams prestige far more. All right, now that the comment section is going to be full of all the Attitude Era fans hating me, let's pick a winner. The WWE United Kingdom Championship taking on the AEW World title, and I do believe that this is the best looking title, especially today. And I know this is all subjective, but for some reason people take my opinions and take it as if I'm trying to make facts here and try and go at me in the comments by writing paragraphs upon paragraphs that I'm just not gonna read, okay? I'm taking the AEW World title. Fucking sue me. Get out of here.